Hey guys, and thanks so much for joining me for another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Stephanie. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. I've got some really yummy recipes to share with you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so the first meal of the week is chicken stir fry. I just kind of made my own sauce, but of course I will put all the measurements and ingredients on the side here. This is super delicious and super easy, and I'll show you how I make it. So this dish goes by super quickly. You just brown up the chicken. I only seasoned it with the black pepper because there's so many different flavors in the sauce I make. So once that's all browned up, I start adding in my veggies and stir frying them around. Then I'll add in my sauce and just cook everything together, and you'll see it kind of like starts to reduce after cooking it for a little bit, and then I just serve it over rice and it's done. So like I said, once I get my sauce down in here, I do let my chicken and veggies kind of simmer in it for a little bit. And then I just go ahead, once that's thickened up a little bit, serve it over some rice. I garnished here, as you can see, with some green onions and a little bit of sesame seeds. And that just makes it look pretty. And the green onions add some freshness because the sauce is a little bit sweet. And I just want to mention, this probably took about 20 minutes. Chicken stir fry is a quick, fast, and in a hurry meal. I love how convenient it is, and I always forget, like, it's literally such a quick dinner. But yeah, so that was what we had for dinner that night. It was delicious. I just can't say enough about how easy it was. Definitely give this a try. So tonight for dinner, I made a Instant Pot creamy Italian chicken and pasta dish. This was super delicious, and it had a lot of good flavor to it. And of course, since it was Instant Pot, it was super fast. Oh, and it also made like a ton. I brought it for lunch the next day, and so did Josh, and then we still had some leftovers. So definitely keep that in mind as a good thing or a bad thing. We love leftovers, so it's definitely not a bad thing for us. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I made it. So basically everything with the exception of the spinach, cream cheese, cream, and Parmesan cheese is going to go into the Instant Pot here. I am sauteing my chicken and my onions and peppers and all that. You don't have to do that. I just do it because, number one, I feel like chicken emits a lot of moisture when it cooks. So I just try to get that out of there since I can, which is my second reason. I love that there's a saute function on the Instant Pot. I think that is so cool. I wish I had that for my slow cooker. And so I just feel the need to use it. So you definitely don't have to do that. You don't have to cook it at all. You can just throw everything in there raw, and that's perfectly fine as well. It will turn out perfect either way. Alright, so I'm just going to pop the top on this and set it to manual pressure for 5 minutes. I'm going to let it rest for 5 afterwards, and then I'll release the steam and add the rest of my ingredients in. Alright, so when you take the top off the pot, it looks like super liquidy, but that will go away once you let it sit after you mix everything in. So I mixed in my cream cheese, and then I added my Parmesan and my cream and my spinach. And I just mixed everybody up, and I let it sit for just a little bit. Maybe like after everything, like the cheese was melted and the spinach was wilted, probably for about 15 minutes I let it set, and it thickened right up, and the sauce was delicious and just perfect. I loved it. So here it is, plated up in a little bowl. It was so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with my Instant Pot. Like, I love it. I love that this like came out of there and like it was literally one pot meal. It's just perfect. So this tasted amazing, super flavorful and super delicious. Like I said, that sauce thickened up and it was just like luscious and fabulous, and I just loved it. Definitely 10 out of 10. Alright guys, tonight for dinner we had some barbecue ribs. I low and slow cooked them in the oven. My mom had been asking for them for a while, and they take 3 hours, so I was reluctant, but I made them because I love her. And so I had some corn on the side with that, and then some of my ranch slaw that is so delicious. And I also made some potato salad, which I don't often make because it's annoying. Mostly it's just time consuming. And that was what we had for dinner that night. Alright guys, so the last thing I have to share with you this week is going to be skillet French onion chicken. This was definitely Josh's favorite of the week, of the month, of the year. He was like, he loved it. I found it to be super delicious as well, and I think you guys will too, so I'll show you how I made it. Alright, so first thing I did was season up and saute up my chicken tenderloins. I just browned them up and cooked them all the way through. Then I put a little bit of butter in the bottom of my pan, and I used that to help my onions scrape up all the brown bits on the bottom of the pan from the chicken and just get my onions all nice and cooked down. Once they were cooked down pretty much like 3/4 of the way, I added in my garlic. And then I added in, so I'm gonna tell you guys, don't add any salt to this because I'm using the like onion soup packet mix, and that stuff is salty. So I mean, maybe you like salty, go for it, but sometimes it could be a little intense. So I just don't add any salt to anything when I use that packet mix. So anyway, this recipe is gonna call for 2 cups of beef broth because that's what I use. And I just put the first cup in and I let the onions in the onion soup packet kind of soak it up, if that makes sense. I let them just kind of do their thing and simmer there, and then as time goes on there will be less and less liquid because the little like dried onions will be soaking it up. So you see how, yeah, like right there, how it's kind of like that. So then I'll go ahead and I'm gonna add in the other cup of beef broth, and then I'm gonna add in my chicken to the pot, or pan actually, after I add a little bit of cream, and I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese all over it. It's gonna get all melty and delicious. Goodness, you guys, this chicken was like everything that is like good about French onion soup was like thrown upon this chicken, and it is just fabulous. I served mine with mashed potatoes. You could probably serve it, ooh, you know what, over like some French bread, because like, you know how you put like the bread rounds in French onion soup? You could serve it over pasta, which would also be phenomenal. The world is your oyster. Do whatever you want. Definitely make this though. It was so good. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me this week. I hope you guys got some delicious dinner inspiration from this video. Let me know in the comments below which dish was your favorite. I was team Instant Pot pasta, but that French onion chicken might have won me over in the end. I hope you guys have a great, blessed, and awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!